phone?
Yeah, he was wearing it. Well, where's his phone at?
I don't know.
There's no phone.
Anybody have to?
All right, gentlemen. I just need your IDs, and then have you guys step outside and wait for the investigators to get here. Okay? Cool.
All right. Why are you asking these folks for their IDs?
Because it was apparent they were in there when I got there, and they were still in there when I went back in. They could have been possible witnesses and people I need to, or not myself, but people who need to be talked to.
Okay, thank you.
Outside and wait for the investigators to get here. Okay? Cool. And who's the props guy? Who's in charge of props?
She has green and purple hair. You can't miss her.
Okay.
All right. You hear them mention the props guy being a female with green and purple hair?
Yes.
Okay, were you able to identify who that was?
Not me personally, no.
Okay.
Not at the time.
Okay, thank you.
I was here when it happened.
You were here when it happened?
Yes, sir.
Who else was here when it happened?
The camera operator.
It's in his front pocket.
How many people you think were in here when it happened?
3, maybe 4.
4? Okay. So 2 more other than you two?
Reed, as soon as I see him, he was the
Reed?
camera operator. Reed, yes, sir.
Okay, who
Reed
else?
Russell was here. Alec Baldwin was the actor on set that pulled the trigger.
Alec Baldwin?
Yes, sir.
Where's he at?
We got 1.
Yeah, can you help me find him?
Yes, sir.
Right here on the cell phone with the cowboy. Okay. How's it going, sir? So my understanding, you were in the room when the lady, when someone was shot?
Holding the gun, yeah.
Okay, alrighty.
What do you need?
Well, I know your name, so it's
Just lean back, okay?
let me give a.
All right. You indicated you already knew what his name was. Can you identify this man for us?
Alec Baldwin.
Thank you.
I want you to hang out, okay?
Whatever you want to.
Yes, sir. Alright, give me just a sec.
All right. Thankfully, that's where the video ends. At least the portion we're going to watch today. So after you spoke to Mr. Baldwin, what did you do next?
I believe one of the people I named in my report, I can't remember which, who was able to give me names and people who were in the room during the incident, and I did my best to find those individuals and kind of corral them all into one area with the resources we had.
Okay. Talk about that a little bit. What resources did you have on hand at this point in time?
At this point in time, there was only 3 deputies, to include myself, lieutenant, and a corporal.
Okay. And approximately how many people were you needing to corral?
At that time, it was unknown, but there was the numbers were not in our favor. So, a couple hundred people were there, total on the whole scene.
Okay. And do you have an approximation of how many you ended up kind of corralling off?
I think maybe 10 without looking at the report. But
okay. Once you had the folks corralled, what were your next steps?
As more resources got there, we just trying to figure out where they're going to take all these people, how we're going to get them there, where they're going to start conducting interviews, because we're out in the middle of nowhere, essentially.
Okay. And was that pretty much conclude your involvement that day? Once you had everybody corralled?
Yeah, just the rest of my involvement was keeping people corralled and then staying with people as they were changed out to be interviewed, and ultimately was in one of the trailers.
Okay. Okay. We'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
cross-exam.
You wanna play?
Yeah, I don't,
Okay.
thank you.
Of course. There you go.
Good afternoon, sir. How long have you been working as a law enforcement officer when this happened?
Going on 4 years.
4 years. Had you ever been to a homicide scene before?
Nothing as complex as that one, no.
Okay. And you've received some additional law enforcement training since this incident after you went to work at the Santa Fe Police Department, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that a primary goal for you as the first responding investigator would be to identify and preserve evidence?
I would have to disagree.
Okay. Explain your disagreement, please.
My primary role is life before evidence, to preserve life and then investigate and preserve evidence.
Okay. And we saw you helping with that. Thank you for your efforts there. After that was done, what steps, if any, did you take to identify and preserve evidence?
What limited capabilities I had at the time, judging that it was only 3 of us on scene. Tried to gather information as to who was in there, and keep them all in one area.
Okay. And you would agree with me that in the initial stages of a criminal investigation, it's important to identify and preserve evidence?
Yes.
Okay. And we heard on your lapel video, as life-saving efforts for Miss Hutchins were being made, that your lieutenant very loudly declared that this is a crime scene.
Yes.
You heard that, right? So at that time,
You need to say yes or no.
Yes.
so at that time, you guys should be thinking also about identifying and preserving evidence, right?
To a point, yes.
Okay. Now, would you also agree with me that it is important to identify witnesses to a crime or potential crimes and take steps to preserve the value of their testimony?
Yes.
Okay. And one of the ways that you do that is by avoiding what's called witness taint. Would you agree with that?
If you're referring to separating the witnesses, yes.
Okay. And that's one way that you make sure the witness's memory and perception of the event doesn't become influenced by someone else's, right? You can
Yes.
make sure that they're not able to talk to anyone else.
Yes.
Okay. And as part of your training and investigations, you're aware that taint can sometimes be accidental or incidental. People are sharing their recollections about an event. Have you been taught that?
Yes.
Have you also been taught that sometimes witness taint can be purposeful? For instance, if people were to talk and say details X, Y, and Z correct. And I'm not talking about this case in particular, just in general, your training. Have you been taught that?
It's a possibility.
Okay. You've been instructed that it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why it's important to separate witnesses, so that can't happen.
Yes.
Okay. So, in your testimony, you indicated that you were corralling the witnesses. What exactly does that mean?
With limited space and area where it happened, I was trying to keep everybody in one area. It was one building surrounded by a bunch of movie set equipment. We're very limited on back seats. There's only 3 units there. So.
Okay. You didn't corral them in the church, did you?
No.
Okay. It looked like there's a lot of open space there. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. Could you have told the people just to go stand, somewhere under some shade apart from one another?
I did have them stand in the shade, which was where they were at.
I guess what I'm getting at is why didn't you have them separate? Why do you have them stay together?
Again, there's only 3 officers on scene at that time. Trying to keep them all on my site, in close proximity.
Okay. Did you tell them not to speak to one another?
I
about
did
what
ask them several times to stop talking. And
Okay. Did you hear that on the video that we just watched?
no, that video is redacted. It doesn't show the whole length of the body camera.
Okay. Did you identify who all was in the church?
To my recollection from the report, I did,
Okay.
based off of the script writer who's in charge of like who's in the room, like camera wise and actor wise.
All right. What individuals were inside the church when the shooting happened?
My memory's not that great to name everybody individually.
Judge, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Officer, you read a report in this case, right?
Yes,
Would looking at your report refresh your recollection as to who was in the church?
yes,
All right. I provided you a copy of your report. Let me know if that refreshes your recollection.
yeah. I'm reading 12 different names, but
All right. All right. Who all was in the church?
I'm gonna butcher these names, but Sergio Cinto, labeled as a chief lighting technician. Duran Curtin as a costume. Ross, I don't want to say the last name, but I guess his title would be Dolly Grip. Mamie Mitchell, which script supervisor. Matthew Himmer, assistant chief lighting technician. Joseph Zelo, key rigging. David Halls, first assistant director. Reese Price, key grip. Thomas Gaddy, special effects coordinator. Roman Gaddy, special effects key. Lucas Hussack, special effects technician. And Alec Baldwin, actor.
Thanks. Judge, can I retrieve mine?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. If you need to look at your report again, let me know. All right. I heard on the Powell video, initially you were told 3 or 4 people were in the church.
Yes.
All right. After hearing that, what did you do?
Tried to figure out who exactly was in the church by asking several different people and eventually ending up with that list.
Okay. And you ultimately crowd all those individuals together?
Yes.
Okay. And is it your testimony that there was no other way to have them situated, that they had to be together?
No other way, but that was the way they were placed.
Okay. And would you agree with me that ideally that should not have happened in this case?
I mean, if you're Monday morning quarterbacking it, ideally we'd be able to place handcuffs on everybody and separate them individually in each car. But with the limited resources and
All right. Do you recall giving a pretrial interview in this case?
yes,
Okay. Now, in your interview, you mentioned the benefit of hindsight. You kind of approached that topic, talking about Monday morning quarterbacking. Looking at the case now, with benefit of hindsight and your additional training, is there anything else you would do? Is there anything you would do differently?
there's quite a few things I would have done differently.
What things would you have done differently?
Separated everybody further apart. Attempted to get everybody's disposable cuffs, collect phones, stuff like that.
Okay. And you actually told my investigator you do this scene completely differently.
Yes.
All right. And is one of the reasons you would do that differently is that you're now aware of the valuable evidence that can be found on cell phones?
One of the reasons would be the more training that I've received and experience.
Okay. When you approached Mr. Baldwin, was he on his phone?
Yes.
All right. After you spoke with him, did you tell him to stay off of his phone?
I believe so.
Okay.
Not in that video, no. But
Did you take his phone from him?
no, I did not.
Why didn't you take his phone?
During that portion of my career, I wasn't, I guess, knowledgeable on the fact of what cell phones provided and the availability to detain and secure people's cell phone devices.
Okay. Aside from the witnesses speaking to one another, was there anything else that was happening on this movie set that could have affected what they told investigators later about what they saw?
I'm not too sure. Could you rephrase that?
Yeah. As we sit here today and having looked at your video and hopefully having done some prep for this trial, is there any other thing that you can think of aside from the witnesses being corralled together that could affect the statements that they gave to investigators?
Other than being placed apart and separate, I don't think.
Okay.
anything else.
Do you recall an attorney who was present at this movie set?
I do remember somebody claiming to be an attorney for the movie set. I don't
Okay.
remember her name.
And she specifically identified herself as an attorney for the production company?
Yes.
All right. And what was she telling people?
I can't remember at the time.
Yes.
Judge, it goes to, do you want to argue here or approach?
It doesn't matter, whichever you all are more comfortable with.
Judge, goes to the effect on the listener and what he did, and that it's highly relevant, but it's not offered literally for the truth of the matter asserted.
Well, I'd have to see what it is. Approach.
What was the attorney on the movie set doing?
Speaking to people who were potentially involved or asking them what they seen, I believe. I didn't really hear all the conversations he was having.
Okay. Have you ever been to a crime scene where an attorney shows up and starts talking to witnesses before the police do?
No.
Okay. And would you agree with me that talking to a legal representative of some entity, in this case the movie production, could that have affected the statements that the witnesses gave later to police?
There's a possibility of it, yes.
Okay. Why did you not take steps to stop that from happening?
Because I wasn't the one investigating them individually, right, reading them the Miranda rights at the time.
Were you aware that this was a problem at the time as you observed it?
Not at the time, no.
It's something you've become aware of by virtue of your training now?
Yes.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you, officer. Do you need a warrant to search a phone?
Yes. Unless, well, yes.
Okay. And did you have a warrant on this day?
Judge, objection. I talked about seizing the phone, not searching it. Those are very different concepts.
I can rephrase.
Okay.
Did you have a warrant to seize the phone?
No, I did not have a warrant to seize the phone.
Okay. And was it your job to get a warrant?
Not at that time, no.
Okay. Have you ever been to a crime scene with 200 witnesses before?
No.
Okay. And have you ever been to a crime scene that was on a movie set before?
No.
All right. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. This witness is excused. Next witness. Thank you, sir.
The next witness the state calls is Tim Benavides. He should be on his way in. Shut. Let's see. So this gets connected in here. This guy goes in here.
Face the judge, raise your hand.
Do you swear affirm under penalty of law that the testimony you'll give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Have a seat talking to the microphone.
Hang on just 1 second. Give us just 1 second. When we switched computers, get that. Hold on. Give me the drive. Sir, how are you currently employed?
I am not.
Congratulations. Why are you not employed?
I retired from the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office in July.
In July, okay. And how are you employed on October 21st of 2021?
I was a lieutenant with the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, day shift commander.
Give us an idea of your background and experience in terms of your law enforcement experience.
I did 20 years with the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, going through the ranks from deputy to lieutenant.
How many years?
20 years.
And did you have any law enforcement experience before going to the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department?
I did not.
Okay. And how did you become involved in the incident on October 21st, 2021 at Bonanza Creek Ranch?
I was a day shift commander. We had gotten dispatched to the Bonanza Creek Ranch.
What did you think you were being dispatched to?
Dispatch advised that there was a accidental shooting with a prop gun.
And what did you do when you received that information?
Due to the nature of the call, I activated my lights and sirens, and I proceeded to the movie ranch.
And tell us what you saw when you arrived. What was going on? Describe the scene to us.
Coming upon the movie ranch, there is security. The movie ranch is quite large. One of the security guards at the time told us that to follow him in because it was quite large, the movie set. As soon as we got to the movie set itself, it was chaos. There was people everywhere. Deputy LaFleur was already on scene. I didn't know where he was, and I was being directed to the makeshift church.
And sir, did you also have a body-worn camera?
Yes, I did.
And did you run your body-worn camera?
From the time I activated my lights to head to the movie ranch, it was activated.
So, is there a fair portion of your body-worn camera that is you driving your car?
Yes, there is. I was on the other side of the county, of Santa Fe County, when the call came in, so it took me, I believe, 16 minutes to get to the call.
And after you arrived on scene, did you make contact with anyone?
With the security guard, and then myself and the corporal at the time, Corporal Alderete, we made contact at the church.
And was Corporal Alderete there before you?
I believe me and him went in at the same time.
So prior to you and Corporal Alderete arriving, was it just Deputy LaFleur?
Yes, it was.
So, was there a way to effectively separate the witnesses at that point in time?
There was not. With 3 deputies on scene. We were trying to, at the time, find out how the victims were in the church. And fire personnel was telling us for help to land the helicopter. So there was no way at the time. We were trying to corral everybody and keep everybody corralled as much as possible to as witnesses.
Was one of the primary focuses helping the injured people?
That was our main focus. As soon as we found out that we had enough fire personnel working on the victims, our next thing is to find out where the gun's at.
And is that what you tried to do?
Yes.
Sir, have you had an opportunity to review the footage from your body-worn camera recently?
Yes, I have.
And I would like to move for the admission of State's Exhibit 2.
No objection.
And permission to publish.
States 2 is admitted, you may publish.
And we are going to start this video at 16 minutes and 5 seconds so that we don't spend 16 minutes watching him drive to the scene.
We're gonna secure the film and all the crew members. Okay? Cool. Thanks. I have like 200 people out here, so. Alrighty, let's see if, yes, I already called for them. I need you to know who's in charge. Everybody stops what they're doing right now. This is a crime scene. Yeah. Okay, everybody stops what they're doing, and I need the film secured by whoever's in charge of the...
Mr. Benavides, we heard you give some instructions to that lady. Do you remember who that lady was?
I do not remember who she was.
Did you get an impression of whether she was someone in charge or not in charge?
I did. She was talking to Corporal Alderete. I figured that she had to be somebody important, a director or something.
And why were you telling her to do all these things?
I think I was telling the corporal,
Oh.
whoever was in charge, and I think she rose her hand, and then I directed to her.
And what are you talking about in terms of securing the video? Why would that be important?
Well, I saw video and behind them, and they said they were filming.
As you sit here today, are you aware of whether or not there was actually a video recording of the shooting?
I don't know if there actually was. I never found out.
And you were not the primary detective on the case, is that right?
That is correct. I was not.
At this point in time, other than providing aid to the people who've been shot, what's the most important piece of evidence that you're concerned about?
In my head at that time, I was thinking about where the gun was.
Can I please get that gun, get them the help with the helicopter?
Yes, please. Hey, I need pictures right away.
Why are you asking for pictures?
Trying to preserve the scene as much as possible. I know I'm wearing my body camera, but I'm trying to preserve everything I can.
On this particular scene, was that easy?
It was not.
Where's the props guy? Where's the props guy at?
You have a job? We need to make sure that they
Yes, they're taking care of business. What else do you need there, Chief?
What's my radio? It's just here. Thank you. Area cleared the gun.
Where is it?
Why are you asking for the props guy?
I think it was more of a guess to find out where the gun was.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just trying to find the gun.
And did you hear that person screaming in the background?
Yes, I did.
Do you know who that person was?
Joel,
And why was Joel screaming?
because he was shot from what I saw.
And the gentleman who is standing right in front of you on the video screen there, do you recall your interaction with him?
I don't, other than the video. He just offered his services trying to find the props guy.
Okay, he's a guy there that tried to help you.
Yes.
Okay.
Got the cleared gun.
Where is it? It's not here. There's one there and there's one there. That's none of them? Okay.
What happened there?
I believe he's a director, and he took me to a cart, to a gray cart, and there was 2 guns on the cart, and he told me that those weren't the 2 guns used in the church at that time.
So not the gun you're looking for.
Exactly.
You're in charge, ma'am? I need to know where the gun's at right now.
Armor, I need to know where the guns are at.
How do I know this is a gun?
That's the gun.
Okay. Where are they at?
Do you know what discussion you're having? What are you asking about?
I'm asking about the gun, if that was the right gun used. She told me yes. And then she's talking about the ammunition.
Okay. Was the ammunition readily available right there?
It was not.
Do you have those rounds I gave you?
What? No. They're on the card.
Are they? I don't know. Who would you give them to?
They don't have to you.
I get
I'll get them.
Mr. Benavides, why did you let that gentleman with the hat on go collect the rounds or the cart or whatever it was he said?
I had 3 deputies on scene. I was taking care of the gun at the time and the props person. I had 2 other deputies trying to control their part of the scene. I was keeping my eye as much as I can on the person going for the ammunition.
Did he bring something back to you?
He brought me the gray cart that we had gone and we were looking for the gun that was used. That was the gray cart that he brought back.
And You saw that cart previously because the other gentleman walked you up to it, right?
That is correct.
So when this gentleman brings you the cart, does it appear to have been...
Objection, leading.
Sorry.
Sustained.
Did it seem different when the gentleman brought it back to you?
Leading.
Sustained.
How did the cart look when it was brought to you?
The cart looked the same to me. It was in disorder. There was still 2 guns on top of it.
No, there are extra ones in there. Yeah, that's not it. The one.
And what did we just see you do there?
I cleared the gun and I secured it in the front of my unit.
And what does it mean to clear a gun?
I was making it safe for myself and for the crime scene tech, or a detective that would look at it after I secured it.
Did it have any ammunition in it?
It did not.
This is going to be the second one on Banana Creek. Okay, boarding.
What did you do with that gun?
I secured it in the front of my unit and I locked the door.
Oh my god, fuck. I'm so. Are they okay?
Hey, Santa Fe, we need more units out here.
Huh?
I've never been inside a dog.
Oh my god. Okay, I already manifested.
Is this the cart you spoke of?
That is the cart that I originally was taken to by the other gentleman. Same cart.
So, okay,
We got Browns here.
there's shit. Okay, now, so this is the one I'm pretty sure. This is that's the one. And okay. Sorry.
You're okay.
Sorry.
Just relax. Just relax.
So scared.
Yeah, you're all right. Just relax.
So here's the box that I got them out of.
Okay, leave them right there. Leave them right there, okay? Relax. I just need you.
We saw you take something. What did you take?
There were 2 white boxes of rounds that the prop person, Hannah, said that these were the rounds used.
And this person that you took those rounds from, the person that's right here in the center of the video screen, is that Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, it is.
Do you see Ms. Gutierrez sitting in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you just go ahead and point her out and tell us what she's wearing for the record?
She's wearing a gray jacket and a white top.
And also, just for the record, where is Bonanza Creek Ranch located?
Bonanza Creek Ranch is on the southern end of Santa Fe County. It's off the frontage road, I-25 frontage road.
For the record, state of New Mexico.
In the state of New Mexico.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Just relax, okay? I just need you to relax. Just please relax, okay? Just take deep breaths and relax. Can somebody get water for her? No, the helicopter's here for her. Yeah, no, the helicopter's here for her.
Is she fucking, where the fuck are these entry wounds? Is she okay? Can somebody tell me anything?
I don't know anything, I just, Right now, I don't know. I'm just trying to secure everything.
Mr. Benavides, do you know why the helicopter is still there?
The helicopter, in my experience, lands and they try to stabilize the victim before they fly him out. The victim has to be stable before they fly him out.
Can that sometimes take time?
Yes, from my experience, yes, it takes a little bit of time.
I need to know before I start getting information. She's the armor. Who are you? I'm the production designer. Okay, thank you. And you? I'm the unit production manager. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I won't remember your names. I'm sorry. So.
You're fine. You're fine.
Can somebody get him water?
Yeah, I need to.
Oh my god.
Do you remember where those boxes of ammunition are right now?
Yes, they're on the left side of the cart on a piece of paper.
And are you keeping an eye on them?
I am.
And you saw what they... Did you see them when she handed them to you?
I saw them. I know what they physically look like, yes.
Thank you.
My name is Shannon Hughes. For the, my husband and I own the ranch.
Okay, my name's Tim.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so, yes, I mean, I'm not worried about the insurance, I'm worried about her life. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
that's
so,
what I'm saying.
So,
No movies worth it.
No.
No. What can I do to help you?
We are bringing a whole lot of units here because there's a whole lot of people here.
Yes, we're trying to clear them out.
No, nobody's getting cleared out. Everybody is staying where they're at.
Okay.
Okay? We're trying, that's what's so difficult. We're trying to hold everybody where they're at.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm gonna have you do is sit in here. Okay? You're not arrested. The door's gonna stay open. Since you're the armor, they're gonna wanna talk to you more than anybody, okay?
Mr. Benavides, why did you ask Ms. Gutierrez to get into your truck?
With the scene being so active and her being the armor, I couldn't have her walk off and lose her. So I put her in my unit. As you heard, she was not under arrest. They just needed to talk to her.
Can you describe the inside of your unit?
Yes, it's caged from the middle of my unit. My windows are caged up also, and you cannot get into the front of my unit at all.
Not even if you're sitting in the back?
Not even if you're sitting in the back. You do not have access to the front of my vehicle.
Can I please have that water? Yes. Oh my god.
Just relax. Okay? I'm just trying to, there's a whole lot of people here, so I'm trying to secure everybody.
Do you want me to stay with you?
You can stay right here with us.
We'll stay right here with you. I will not go anywhere.
You can leave the door open. You don't have to do anything, okay? Hey! To the bed!
Do you remember what you're saying there?
I believe I was telling Corporal Derete to put the yellow tape to the med truck, I think, or I was asking for a med unit to come and check on Hannah.
Understood. And why would you ask for a medical unit to come check on Hannah?
The way she was pretty much hyperventilating, and I didn't want her to pass out, and then we have a bigger problem.
Okay.
Santa Fe. If I could have a unit head to St. P's, we got one shot in the shoulder. That one's going to St. B's. The helo just landed, and they are trying to get that other 41 stable. So if I could have somebody go to St. V's and with this other subject.
What is St. V's for people who don't know that short name?
That's St. Vincent's Hospital here in Santa Fe.
And why are you sending a unit to St. V's?
For one, for logistics, to help the detectives find out how the victims are doing.
Let me also ask you this. Is there potentially evidence to be collected?
Yes, there is. Clothing, stuff like that. Yes.
Anything else you can think of?
Maybe the projectile still in them. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are we gonna radio the truck down?
No, not at all. I'm sorry. I didn't even step to that thing.
I got people there with Alec Baldwin, the actor. He's the one who pulled the trigger. You don't have sit tight or?
Yeah, he's gonna have to sit tight.
I have the armories here. All their stuff. I have the gun used is in there. And I got the two people that were in the room.
Okay.
You have all those things back when you did or?
No, we know where he's at. We know who he is.
Yeah. We just need to stay. Is he in a trailer? Very black.
Okay. All right. So try to keep him away from everybody. Not to talk to anybody. That's fine.
Mr. Benavides, tell us what that conversation was about.
So Deputy LaFleur and I were conversating on what we have. He was telling me who the shooter was, and who he had over there. He had more witnesses. And what we were talking about, because there's 4 of us now, there was another deputy that just showed up on scene. We were trying to keep everybody separated, so they wouldn't talk about the case.
And is there a specific person that you're talking about keeping separated?
Alec Baldwin.
Thank you.
Production card. If you get all the director, get a production card. Is it? Sorry, I didn't. Yeah. I'm here for you. Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Let me know how.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan. Hey, so, Alec Baldwin, who pulled the trigger. I have the weapon, I have the ammo, and I have the armor. Pretty much, they don't touch it until the armor gives it to them. And the director was going over the shot, going over what was going to happen on the set, and she got shot in the chest. And then that's what it sounds. I don't know. But we do have the picture, but there, like I said, there's like 200 people here. There was 4 people in the room. There was 4 people in the room. And 2 of them were shot. Okay. 2 shots. 141 in the chest. The other male shot in the shoulder. we do not. Right now, we do not. Everything is so fluid.
Mr. Benavides, do you remember who you're talking to?
I believe I was talking to Lieutenant Michael Martinez. He was the lieutenant of the Criminal Investigation Division, the detectives, and I was briefing them over the phone what was happening.
Why would you do that?
Because this goes straight to him and his detectives. So I was trying to brief him of what equipment he might need, how many personnel he might need.
Did you say the situation is very fluid?
Yes.
What did you mean?
It is an active scene. There's still people walking around, still people trying to get into the church. They're just people everywhere, everywhere.
But it is a type of file with Alec Baldwin. Just to let you know. All right. Bye.
3710, with that. Do you want to talk to me, sir?
Sir, Alec is gonna smoke a cigarette and he'll sit in his own car. That's his vehicle.
Alec Baldwin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm good, thank you. I just drank a Red Bull right before it. I'm all hyped up. Sorry.
We're standing by at the entrance of Vanessa Creek, the single road at the end.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand by, so if you need to...
Yes, please. You doing okay?
No!
Start rolling towards the direction until we hear from him.
Lieutenant! Lieutenant! Oh, I thought you were the lieutenant. I need somebody to check that 41, the armor. She's having a panic attack. I need somebody to check for her.
Okay.
Okay.
The armor?
Yeah, she's the armor. She's hyperventilating. She's having a...
You gotta go get that guy. He was here. Can I come back in?
What's that?
I gotta go get that guy over there and bring him back here.
Where is he?
He's right there next to the guy with the cowboy hat. He's wearing the black.
The one on the right. I'll go get him. Okay, yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for helping. You guys security?
You need security, is that what you're saying?
Yes, just that. That's it. Okay. All right.
The gentleman in G.
Hey, Doc, in my unit, it's the girl in the middle. You, sir, you were in the... Yes. Okay. I need you just to head that way for me, please. Thank you.
Where are you telling that guy to go?
So I was told that he was in the church, so I was directing him towards either Corporal Alderete or Deputy LaFleur.
And for what purpose?
He was possibly a witness.
The house enters.
We were told by the police.
Okay, hold on. All right, let me see who you guys are. I don't want too many people here. Okay, hold on. What's up?
I don't have any additional security guards. I got one. I got to keep the gate open. I've got my two guys right here. You can post them wherever you want.
Okay, thank you. I'll figure that out. Let me go see what's going on with these guys, and I'll be right back.
These guys are standing by.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, okay. You okay? Yes, ma'am. Where's that lady that was in charge?
Guys, I need you guys.
Okay, come here, sir. How's it going? My name's Lieutenant Benavides.
Can I go to the hospital?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So, Corporal, we got a camera operator who was in the room. Okay? Okay, it's just hard. We can't let all people in and out. So if you could, I'm gonna try to get over here. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to find the director, whoever directed us on who was in the room. I'm trying to find her so she could help me out and make sure we have everybody. Okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
I'm the UPM. This is, if it's not her set, it's mine.
Okay.
So I can help you. Tell me how I can.
Okay. Who is this?
This is our lawyer.
Okay. Lieutenant Benavides, I didn't mean to be rude to you, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to secure. I'm just trying to secure everybody. And who is that? Benavides.
No, you're fine. That's
So
okay.
I have a whole lot of people coming this way. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're one of our co-producers.
Okay.
These two gentlemen right here are Lucas and Marcos. They're my locations peeps.
Yes.
A little farther down in the white is Shannon. She's the owner of the ranch. The
Okay.
gentleman who I was talking to earlier in the brown hat is Brian, the production designer.
Yes, I met him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be with you in a little bit, ma'am. Okay? Let me talk to my guys to secure this area. Corporal, I need somebody on that side to secure, so we're not going in and out. We're trying. Everybody pretty much that's in is staying in.
Who are these officers? What's happening here?
More deputies coming, like I was asking for. So this makes 6 deputies on scene right now. I'm just trying to direct them to try to secure as much of the scene as I can.
The crime scene law because it's still fluid. We still have that still on deck. Okay, I don't know. Still here then? One patient still here. Do we have somebody going to the hospital?
Yes, he said it.
Okay. If you could stand on that side and make sure people aren't coming in and out. Everybody that's in stays in.
Did I hear you say that one of the injured people was still there?
Yes, that's correct.
And do you know why?
They were trying to get the female stable so they could fly her out.
Still?
Still.
Here also, I have the corporal on that side. With Sanchez, he's still trying to get the information. It looks like we have all the people that were in the room.
I was in the room.
Okay, come here. If you could go see that gentleman. Sanchez! I need you to stay by my unit. I have the weapon in my truck,
Okay.
and all the ammunition on that tray.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's an actual crime?
It was Alec Baldwin. He's sitting over there. He shot, and then he shot. He got the gun from the armor who I have in my car. She's not under arrest. She just the armor. So she's there, so he could help with that. And this would be your entry point right here. Okay.
On his way over?
Yep.
What's an entry point?
It's a check-in point for whoever comes into the scene right now. From now on, as detectives, crime scene techs, medical personnel, whoever else is coming on board.
So is there a break in the crime scene tape right there?
I believe Deputy, I don't remember if Deputy Puentes put a break or he's just lifting up the tape. I don't remember which.
Where is the tape at this point in time?
It is, the yellow tape is connected to my vehicle and it's pretty much connected to all the sheriff's personnel vehicles that are on scene.
And is it, what is it cordoning off?
It's cordoning off the makeshift church.
Thank you.
Yeah.
nothing. I still have those charges in here. I told him to. Yeah. That's where. No. It's in here. It's in my unit. With all these. Okay. It's a 45. I have the dummy rounds right here. It's a 45. Okay. Okay, and we will.
Let me back that up. Why are you giving this information to this gentleman? Tell us what's happening.
So the med unit is asking what kind of weapon was used, and I'm letting them know what Hannah told me. Is it was a 45. She pointed to the two white ammo boxes, and I was reading out the ammo boxes, 45 dummy rounds.
Bear with me, I'm trying to, there we go. What did those boxes look like?
Two white ammo boxes. They were white and it had a label on the flap end.
Did you recognize them?
Recognize as in how?
Had you seen them previously?
Oh yes, they're the ones that Hannah told me that these were the rounds used for that day.
Did they look different?
They did not.
Did the prop cart look different?
It did not.
She said this is the one that's empty. This is the one that she said.
Caliber size?
It's a 45. I have the dummy rounds right here. It's a 45. Okay. Okay, and we will. Let's go this way. I have a lawyer here already. Okay.
Is one of those ladies the lawyer?
I believe the one on the left, the white shirted lady, is the lawyer.
And where are the witnesses who were in the church at the time of the shooting?
They are in the front of the church with Corporal Alderete or with Deputy LaFleur.
How far away from those people is she?
The lawyer?
Yeah.
Shouting distance, I guess.
If she were to shout, would you have heard her?
Yes.
Birth for the med? Date of birth and social.
For me or for her?
For her.
Would anybody have that?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Thank you.
And the name was Helena Hutchinson?
Helena Hutchins, H-Y-L-E-N-A. Here, I can get it for you.
You got it, Doc? Yep. So I have.
Looks like Alec Baldwin is the one that pulled the trigger.
Yeah, but I have the armor in my unit. I have the gun with Puentes, and there the tray has the dummy rounds. Okay. I have Frederick on that side. Puentes is taking care of here. He's gonna start taking care of the log.
I got this down until they get the pinch is still behind there until they finish feed on it and then I'll put it up.
Okay. And then make sure everybody goes to Sanchez. All the personnel that were in there.
Yeah.
Make sure he has everybody. Okay.
It's gonna get Sanchez up there. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I have more people coming.
Did we hear you say you have more people coming?
I was hoping I had more people coming, but I kept asking for more people.
Let me ask you, how big is the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department?
When I left, we had 100 officers.
And if you can estimate for us, on a day like October 21st, 2021, how many officers would have been available to respond to this call out?
3 deputies. All I had. That's all I had. We are stationed all over the county. So I was a rover. I believe the corporal was north of Santa Fe County. And then I had a deputy that was assigned to Santa Fe. But in this case, Deputy LaFleur was coming in for overtime, and he happened to hear the call and he helped out.
Thank you.
She okay? She okay?
She's shaking out.
I know, that's why I called the meds for her.
Yeah.
I want her checked to make sure she's not,
I think they're testing her sugar level right now.
Okay. We just need her to.
I'll bring it back. All right. Okay. Careful as you answer questions.
Well,
yeah.
as long as she's okay. She's already dealing with all this.
Yeah.
She needs to get it. She needs to be good.
Here too.
Okay?
Let me know if you have any questions about anything.
Yes, so she told me which guns were, which bullets came from it.
What do you have in your hand right now?
I have the 2 ammo boxes in my hand from the cart that Hannah pointed out that were used.
We keep everything else the same. I'm gonna keep
These, like these here,
Uh-huh.
those are dummies.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure somebody will be asking about those.
Yeah.
What did that guy just do?
He reached over the yellow tape and he grabbed a bullet and he shook it to show that it was a dummy round. And then he put it back.
And where did he grab it from? One of the boxes?
No, he did not. There was like a little cubby on the tray. He just reached over, grabbed it, and put it back.
And you saw that?
Yes.
Yes, that's already secured. Somebody get it.
Tell us what you just did there.
With the 2 white ammo boxes that Hannah pointed out that were used that day, I secured them in the front of my unit on the driver's side seat.
And was the unit locked?
As soon as I closed the door, I hit my manual switch and I heard it and it clicked closed.
Did you see anything that would cause you to believe that anyone planted evidence?
I did not, no.
Did you see anything that would cause you to believe that anyone tampered with anything on that cart?
No.
Any reason to believe anyone got into your unit and did anything with the evidence you had in there?
No.
I got 2 extra people which help me out, helping secure this area.
All right, we're going to take our afternoon break. Please don't talk among yourselves or anyone else about the evidence received here in court. Thank you.
All rise.
All right, thank you. We're in recess. We'll begin again be here at 20 of. Jury will be back probably at quarter of. I think we could use good. You may be seated. You may be seated.
Test, test. All right. Turn back on.
Yes, we are on the record.
All right. Mr. Benavides, let's go ahead and just watch the last few minutes of this video for completeness, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, there's a lot of people here. Okay. So right now, I do have the dummy rounds, the armor, and the gun secured. Okay? Yes, that's when I grabbed her right away. She was with, and we did secure the film. We do have the film secured, which they'll have to go over with us how to use it and all that, but that's gonna be later down the line, I guess, or whenever. But everything was getting filmed. Okay? The helo's still on the ground. Right now, I don't know. They're still working her. They're still working. It was a thermal chest. Yes, sir. Good man. Did we get a crime scene lock for Fuentes? Did we get a crime scene lock for Fuentes?
I can find it here.
Did you see the helicopter there?
Yes, I did.
Any idea why that helicopter is still there?
Like I said before, they're still trying to stabilize her so they could fly her out.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you ladies doing okay?
I'm just waiting on your green light.
Yes.
I'm to be getting wherever it is that people are being interviewed.
Okay, that's not gonna be on us. The detectives are coming.
Okay, so it's not begun yet.
What's that?
The interviews have not yet begun.
No, I have nothing. We just secured the armor.
Okay.
We secured the gun
Okay.
and the ammunition.
Okay.
That's it. That's the only thing we've done.
That's the only thing that's happening right now.
Yes, and then we are getting all the information, all the people that were in the room.
Okay.
Okay? I'm gonna go check on the victim. And then
I thought nobody went to the hospital.
no, she's still here. They're trying to stabilize her. I will let you know how she's doing.
Thanks.
I know you guys are concerned, so I'm gonna let you guys know, okay?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, sir? Hey, Doc, is there any way I can put the air conditioner on for you guys? Okay.
You guys have a direct?
She's stable. Okay, thank you.
What information did you get right there?
The female, Helena Hutchins, was stable, but in critical condition. They're stabilizing her so they can fly her out.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, right through the chest. What's up, Chief? Sir? What's taking so long? They're trying to stabilize her. Then we have the medic in there from the med, and they're trying to stabilize her. It looks like, I just asked, they said they're trying to stabilize her. She's critical. So,
Yeah.
you know that.
No, I know, just sometimes
Sorry about your blues. I know you're at the
the ceremony, yeah. I have people are getting along.
Thank you.
What else would you? Guys, we're just gonna get names now.
Yes.
In here.
Sanchez! separated. I thought that's what the corporal told you. Get everybody here separated. Okay. Nobody leaves.
All right. One guy we left to the hospital. That was his best friend. I don't know what.
See the one that's falling?
Yeah. No, he was here. Who's your supervisor? You ever seen him? Get with her. I had it. I have his name and I have his number.
Nobody, get everybody here. Nobody else leaves. Sanchez.
Okay.
Yes, everybody. Yes. Yeah, that's why I was calling for more units because we have people everywhere.
Was that discussion regarding a witness who left?
Yes, it was.
Do you know if that was a person who was inside the church or just a person who was working on set?
I don't remember, but like I said, it was, the scene was active and we're trying to keep people together, but this one person did get out.
Thank you.
Need it open?
No, I didn't.
It's open? Yeah, and you can get a clipboard. Okay, so she's stable but critical. They're trying to stabilize her so she can get on that helo. Okay, so that she is alive, but critical condition, and they're trying to stabilize her so they could be comfortable when they get on that helo. Okay. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay, but I will give you, if you see them taking up to the helo, that's a good sign. They stabilize her,
Yes.
and they're gonna fly her out. Yes. Okay. Anything else? I'm gonna find you guys. Okay.
Yeah, no, please do. We'll be here. I have another question.
Okay. You'll see the detectives. They're all on unmarked cars.
Yep.
They're gonna come in a crime scene van. Okay. And when they get here, I'll give you the lieutenant and.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll hand them over to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate
Yes, ma'am. She doing okay? He was inside the. He was inside. Yes.
The cabinets in the back of the car.
What kind of car? If you get a car right here, or a watcher, because as soon as the detectives get here, they're gonna.
No, I understand.
Okay, so if you get another car.
It elevates.
Yes. That I asked her. That's why I asked her either. Okay. I just wanted her in one place. I didn't want her to pass out and fall down.
No, I understand. Okay.
So if you get another car. All right.
Do you remember what that conversation was about?
I believe that gentleman was asking if they could move Hannah from the back of my unit to a vehicle. She was not under arrest, I guess to make her more comfortable.
And what was your response to him?
I said, sure, as long as we could see the vehicle, I was gonna post a deputy with her.
Is that the end of your video? This video anyway?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Benavides, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 61, and I believe there's no objection to its admission. We'll do 61 and 62, no objection to the admission to 61 and 62.
State 61 and 62 are admitted. You may publish.
Thank you. Sir, I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 61. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Have you seen this photo before?
Yes.
What is this a photo of?
That is the driver's side of the inside of my unit, and it has 2 white boxes.
What are those boxes?
Those are the boxes that I secured from the gray cart into my driver's seat.
Did you take this picture?
I did not.
Who would have taken this photo?
Our crime scene tech.
So would you have left the boxes there in your car until the crime scene tech arrived to take a picture?
That is correct.
Anything change about these boxes?
No.
I just zoomed in. Can you tell us what you see there on the label?
Yes, it says 45 long Colt dummies.
Do you see something there in the middle?
It looks like it's initials.
Okay, and it's okay if you can't make them out, but you see what I'm
Yes, right under the N.
right there?
Yes.
Okay. That was State's Exhibit 61. Oh, it was the zoomed in, sorry. This is State's Exhibit 62, what we just looked at. Thank you, sir. I'll pass the witness. Sorry, I just unplugged it.
Cross-exam.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Would you agree with me that the identification, preservation of evidence is important in a crime scene?
Yes, it is.
Sorry. Judge, if I could have George's help. Just need to hook into the HDMI. All right, and why is that important?
Where's your part? It's important because the scene is important also, and the preservation of evidence is needed.
Okay. And why are those things? Oh, sorry. How did you do those things in this case?
The best I can, the best I could, due to the evolving scene that was happening.
Okay. And I'm going to go back to your lapel video here. You had testified, sir, that you had 3 deputies to work with?
In the beginning, Deputy LaFleur, myself, and Corporal Derete.
All right. And additional deputies did arrive, right?
They did.
All right. Do you remember when they got there?
It seemed like a long time. I would say within 30 minutes.
All right. How long have you worked at the Sheriff's Department before you retired?
20 years.
All right. In the cases that your former agency investigates, do they keep dispatch logs?
Yes, they do.
What is a dispatch log?
Just something that comes over the radio, and our dispatcher types it out.
Alright.
That they feel that's important.
All right, and the time that an officer is dispatched to a scene is always noted in that log, right?
I believe so.
And their arrival time is also noted, right?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any objection to the dispatch log being admitted?
Let me visit with you about it real quick.
Sure. Page 1 and 2.
Slow down a little bit. Okay. All right, yeah, no objection. No objection.
All right, Judge will offer the dispatch log as defendants, specifically the first 2 pages of it, as defendant's exhibit A. Sir, what are we looking at here?
Just a minute. Any objection to defendant's A?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you may, submit it and you may publish.
What are we looking at here, sir?
It looks like a dispatch log, sorry.
Okay, and I've highlighted this entry here, says Unit 32, it's got an employee ID, description arrived at, that's 14:02, would that be 2 p.m.?
That'd be 2 p.m., yes.
All right, is that Deputy LaFleur?
I believe so, if he was Unit 32. I believe he was Unit 32.
Okay, and I know it's been a while and you've retired, but do you remember what your unit was?
Unit 8.
Unit 8. All right, so you arrived at 2:20?
Yes.
All right. Now there are, on this dispatch log, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other units noted as arriving right around the same time as you. Are you sure you only had 3 deputies to work with at that time?
All we had was 3 deputies. I don't know where 6'3", 6'5", that was 14, 18, that was 18 minutes later. Then I couldn't tell you about the misprints, but I know when I got there.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. There was only 3 deputies, and you could see by my body-worn camera that I only had 3 deputies.
Okay. I don't want to take more of your time, being retired and all, and the jury's time. We watched your whole video. You did see additional deputies come onto your lapel, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. After those deputies arrived, why couldn't you have separated those witnesses with the extra manpower that you had?
So I was still processing the whole scene at the time, and I was trying to direct them where I think they needed.
Okay. Would you agree with me that it's important to separate witnesses?
Yes, it is.
Why is that important?
Because you get witnesses telling stories what they saw and then they start getting mixed up when the witnesses start talking.
So it can affect the integrity of their observations.
That is correct.
Okay. And George, I just need to stop publishing for a minute. Council, I've got a couple exhibits I'd like to introduce. If you wouldn't mind coming up, I can show them to you.
No objection, Your Honor.
Judge, I'll move to admit photographs as defendants exhibits B, C, D, E, and F.
Defendants B through F are admitted. You may publish.
All right. So what's, as part of securing the scene, you use crime scene tape, right?
Yellow crime scene tape that's issued to us, yes.
All right, and that's this tape here?
Yes.
All right. Why do you guys use crime scene tape?
We use crime scene tape to secure a perimeter.
Why is that important?
The integrity of the scene.
All right, if the perimeter is not secure, why is that a problem?
People could go in and out. They could take evidence, bring evidence.
Okay. Who figured out where to put this crime scene tape?
I believe it was Copa Alderete and Deputy LaFleur.
Did you give them instruction on how to do that?
I don't believe I did. I think we were just trying to secure as much as we could at the time, trying to have people go in and out of the scene.
Okay, and how did you determine, I guess, what the scene was?
Well, we knew the scene was inside the church where the Joel and Helena were.
Okay. And one of the things you want to do when you're establishing a crime scene, when you put up the tape, the perimeter, you want to make sure that all the important evidence is within that perimeter, right?
Yes, we tried to, yes.
Okay. Do you see that black tent in the background?
Yes, I do.
All right. Do you remember walking up to that black tent on your lapel video?
If I do, I don't remember, but I do remember seeing a black tent up there.
All right. Judge, I've discussed this with counsel. I've met two excerpts of the lieutenant's lapel as defendants exhibits G and H.
No objection.
All right. Defendants G and H are admitted. You may publish.
Actually, I got a little ahead of myself. All right, this is back to State's Exhibit 1 here.
Cleared the gun. Where is it?
All right. Do you think that's the same black tent we were looking at a moment ago in that photograph I showed you?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
All right. And to the left of that tent, there's a white truck. Did you see that in the previous photo as well?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you guys look in that truck?
No.
Okay. Why not?
I don't think we had a reason to.
Okay. And back to this photograph here. Would you agree with me that the white truck is outside of your crime scene tape perimeter?
Yes.
All right, and here is another photograph of Mr. Baldwin. Can you see on the left-hand side here, is this the same white truck we were looking at before, or is this something else?
I'm not sure.
Okay, but do you have any doubt at all that the white truck was outside of the crime scene tape?
Yes.
You have doubt about it?
No, I mean, it was outside of the crime scene tape.
Okay. All right. And if evidence was in that truck, its integrity would be compromised, right?
I don't know if it would be.
Well, if access to it isn't cut off, the things that you described earlier in cross-examination
Yes.
could happen. People could be putting things in there, people could be taking things out of there, right?
It could happen, yes.
Okay. And how long did it take you to get to this scene? Like, after you were dispatched, about how long did it take you to get there?
I believe 16 minutes.
Okay, and this is in a fairly remote area, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you or any other sheriff's deputy be able to attest as to what's going on here at this movie set before you actually arrived?
No.
All right, and that's because just you weren't there and you don't know.
That's correct.
Right? All right. I'll direct your attention, sir, in this photo to these people standing over here. Is that where the witnesses had been corralled by Deputy LaFleur?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know I had instructed him to separate the witnesses, but I don't know where he separated them.
Okay. Do you know who else, if anyone, was keeping an eye on these witnesses?
I believe when deputies arrived, I had told Deputy Sanchez and Deputy Frederick Trujillo.
Okay. Now, we've been talking about the importance of evidence. How long have you been in law enforcement again?
20 years.
20 years. So you're very familiar with how to properly collect and preserve evidence?
Yes.
Please tell us how that should normally be done, collecting physical evidence.
Either have the evidence stay where it's at and make sure it's secured, or if on a scene like this, fluid, I grabbed the weapon and the rounds that were used, and I secured them in my unit so they would be secured.
Okay. And you've testified cases other than this one, right?
Couple.
Couple? Oh, 20 years, only a couple?
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with the concept of chain of custody?
Yes, I am.
Can you explain that to the jury, please?
So when I secured my secured the weapon and the rounds into my unit, I was the first chain of custody, which I was the secure of the evidence, and then it went to our evidence tech.
Okay. And you want to maintain that chain of custody and not have any breaks in it, right?
That is correct.
Can you explain to the jury what a break in chain of custody is?
So, for instance, there was a penny left here, and I took custody of it, and I left it here and I walked out. Nobody was here securing the penny. Then I came back, so the penny wasn't secure.
And that can be a problem because pennies look like one another.
Yes.
And you don't know that it's the same penny.
Correct.
It could be, it could not, right?
Correct.
All right. In this case, you had a gentleman collect the prop cart for you. Should you
Yes.
have done that yourself?
Of course, I should have done that myself, but I kept an eye on him while he was getting it, while everything else was going on.
You'd agree with me that the prop cart was by that black tent.
Yes.
In this photograph, right?
Yes.
About how far away was that from where you're standing right here?
A good 50 yards.
All right. Could you, if someone were to pick something up off the cart or place something onto the cart from that distance, do you think you could actually see if something like that happened?
Yes, I think I could have.
Okay. Notice you're wearing glasses. How's your vision?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. And you would agree with me that you would actually need to be looking at the cart to make sure nothing like that's happening, right?
Correct.
And why would you need to do that?
Just to make sure that he brings the cart to me.
Because if you're not looking at the cart, it's like the penny.
Yes.
Something could be, you don't know it's the same thing.
Yes.
Because you just did not personally observe it.
Correct.
All right. Judge, now I'll go to G. All right, so this is an excerpt from your lapel video, about 90 seconds. And at the start of this video, you're talking with this gentleman here and my client about the gun. I'm just going to play this for you, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
Good.
Rounds I gave you? They're on the cart. Are they? I don't know. Who would you give them to? I gave them back to you. I'll get them. Yeah, that's not it. The one.
It's fine. It's not going to be the first entrance. It's going to be the second one on Banana Creek. Okay, boarding.
All right, we've gone 42 seconds. From the vantage point that you were looking at, could you have seen this cart?
Yes.
Do you see it on the video?
Well, the video's pointed, because the video's on my chest. So the video's pointed straight, but my head's looking at the cart.
Okay.
Oh my God, fuck. Are they okay?
Hey, Santa Fe, we need more units out here.
Huh?
I haven't been inside of it.
Oh my God.
Okay, I already notified.
All right, so now your torso would be pointing, if the cart's over there,
It's
maybe
pointed east.
in that direction, about 180 degrees from the cart.
Yes.
Did you have visual contact of the cart at this point in time?
Yes.
Did
I was looking at Hannah and I was looking at the cart at the same time, because she was moving around, so I was looking at her and I was looking at the cart.
All right. It looks like you turned around there.
Yes.
Were you looking at the cart before you turned around?
Yes. I was looking back and forth, My video's pointed straight because it's on my chest.
So, this gentleman here, he essentially is the collector of this evidence, right?
Yes, he offers his services to go get the car, yes.
All right. So he's the first link in the chain,
Yes,
and then you become the second link.
yes.
And Judge will publish little mark as Exhibit H.
Yes, so she told me which guns were, I mean, which bullets came from it.
All right. That gentleman is now standing behind your crime scene tape.
Yes.
All right. Is that gentleman allowed within the crime scene tape?
No, not anymore.
What do you mean not anymore?
We secured the crime scene tape, so they're supposed to stay out.
Okay. And are they supposed to reach over it or breach it in any way?
They are not.
And why are they supposed to do that?
Because we're the collector of evidence and it could be tainted.
Everything else the same. I'm gonna keep these, like these here.
All right, what's he doing there?
Yeah, he's reaching over the yellow tape and grabbing a round to give us an example of what a dummy round looks like.
All right, why did you not tell him, hey, don't do that?
I don't know.
Do you agree with me that that was an investigative mistake on your part?
Yes, that was a mistake by me, yes.
Who is the deputy standing to the right of that gentleman?
That is Deputy Puentes.
All right, and he's one of the deputies that arrived at the scene after you did?
Yes.
All right. Did you ask him to start a crime scene log?
I asked him, yes.
All right, what's a crime scene log?
A crime scene log is people coming into the crime scene and we document who's there.
Is that something that's important to do?
Yes.
Why is that important to do?
So we know who was in the scene.
All right, why is that important?
So we could go back and the detectives could interview them and see what their involvement was on the scene.
And anyone who goes in or out is supposed to be in the log, right?
Correct.
Is that guy in the log?
I don't know. I haven't seen the log.
Okay. When did you ask Deputy Fuentes to start a crime scene log?
I believe I asked him when he first showed up, if I remember correctly.
All right. Do you know what time he actually started the thing?
I do not know.
If you were to look at his report, could that refresh your recollection as to when he actually started the log?
It sure would.
Judge, if I could approach the witness.
Show Ms. Morrissey.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge. Yeah.
Is that his report?
Judge, do you mind if I stay here for this?
No.
All right, Deputy. Sorry, Lieutenant. Is that your former colleague's police report?
Yes.
All right. Having looked at it, has it refreshed your recollection as to when the log was started?
He advised on his report it was started at 2:38 p.m.
was maybe about a half hour after you arrived?
Yes, approximately, yes.
Okay. Should that log have been started earlier?
It should have, but the scene being so active and 3 deputies on scene, it was difficult to start that log.
So I play this for you again.
I'm gonna keep everything else the same. I'm gonna keep
These, like these here,
Uh-huh.
those are dummies.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure somebody will be asking about those.
Should Deputy Puentes have said something to this guy about
Yes.
reaching over the tape?
Yes, as well as I.
And he didn't do that, right?
Correct.
All right. We saw later in your video this gentleman also standing next to Deputy Puentes, and he was actually within the tape. Do you remember that?
I believe I do, yes.
Okay. Why was he allowed inside the crime scene tape?
That'd probably be a question for Deputy Puentes. Should I have asked? Yes, I should have
Alright.
asked him why he was within the yellow tape.
You were in charge of this scene until investigations took it over, right?
That is correct, yes.
All right. So this guy was here for some time, monitored by this deputy. As the scene supervisor, are you concerned that if this gentleman reached over once over the tape and interacted with the cart, maybe he did it again?
In front of Deputy Puentes, I don't know.
Okay. Let's talk a bit about the gun.
Yes.
You said when you got the gun, you made it safe. What does that mean?
I looked in the cylinders to make sure there was no ammunition inside the cylinder.
All right. And the shooting had just occurred, right?
Yes.
So the ammunition that was within the gun would be...
It should have been still in there because it's a revolver.
Yes. And it would be highly relevant evidence in this case, right?
Correct.
All right. Now, on the video we listened to, you can hear my client Hannah talking to Mr. Dave Halls, the first assistant director, and they're talking about where that ammo is, right?
I don't know what ammo they're talking about.
What's your understanding as to where the ammunition inside of the .45 caliber gun you collected went?
I never asked that question. I do not know.
You have no idea where that ammunition is?
The one that was in the cylinder, no.
What about the other 5?
I do not know.
And what I know you said initially you only had three deputies, but I've seen a lot of that would look like vehicles on your lapel video. Why couldn't you have sent these witnesses to go just wait in their cars and told them not to talk to anyone?
Well, the scene being so big, we tried to keep everybody corralled in one place where we could keep an eye on everybody. to send people back to their vehicles. I don't know where their vehicles were. I don't, because on a movie set there's staging areas, and I don't know if that staging area was somewhere else. I do not know.
Just a minute, I've got just a couple more questions and I'll be
Okay.
wrapped up. All right, Lieutenant, I want to show you just a couple specific timestamps from your video. What are those over there? Can you see on the screen the two vehicles behind your vehicle?
Yes, I see two vehicles there.
All right, could witnesses have been placed there?
One vehicle, I don't know.
Objection, it calls for speculation.
Can you rephrase your question, please?
Is there some reason you do not have witnesses just staying in those cars?
Like I said, the fluid was big. I mean, the scene was big. We were trying to corral everybody into one place where we could watch them and tell them not to talk.
I mean, are you telling me you couldn't watch those people if they're in those vehicles?
I had Hannah in the back of my unit.
Okay.
We were,
All right. Are there several vehicles looking straight ahead here?
Yes, there is.
Is there a reason you didn't ask to house the witnesses in those vehicles?
That's farther away from what we wanted, and we won't be able to control the scene.
Judge, if I could just have a moment before passing the witness.
Sure.
I don't have anything further. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Redirect.
Just one moment. No, I mean, if you think that'll work. Okay. I think it will.
So what's going on?
Stop it. Don't worry about it. Huh? But I can forward it.
You could have.
All right, let me see what I can do here. What? Okay. You try it. Okay, thank you. All right. Let me just try to cue this video up real quick. Can you have a look at your monitor there, Mr. Benavides?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's just be clear. Do you have any reason to believe that that gentleman in the hat tampered with any kind of evidence?
No, I do not.
Any reason to believe that he planted any evidence?
No, I do not.
When he reached over the crime scene tape and touched that dummy round on the cart, were you there?
I was looking straight at him. Yes.
Did he plant any evidence?
No. He picked it up, shook it, and he put it back down.
Would you have noticed?
Yes.
If he planted evidence, you would have noticed?
Yes, I would have noticed. Yes.
I'm going to go through this slowly with you. Can you see, even on your video, what he is reaching into?
Yes, it's a little cubby hole, and there's quite a few rounds in there.
When he shook it, did it rattle?
I do not remember.
Now, these cars that Mr. Bullion asked you about, why you don't have witnesses in these cars, do you own those cars?
I do not own those cars, no.
Do you know who owns those cars?
I do not.
As a police officer, are you allowed just to take a witness and put them in some vehicle that you don't know who owns the car?
No, I'm not.
Have you ever done that in your entire career?
No.
Sir, just to be clear, you indicated to Mr. Bullion that your video is facing one way, But that doesn't necessarily show us what you're looking at. Is that right?
That is correct.
Do you have a full range of motion in your neck?
Yes, I do.
You don't have any injuries that would prevent you from doing that?
No, ma'am.
Can you think of a reason that it took a while to get the crime log started?
Just how active the scene was, and it was I was trying to get deputies assigned, you know, checking on everybody, checking on the victim. I do not know.
For the first half hour that you were on scene, did you have enough personnel so that someone could start doing paperwork?
No.
Is a crime scene log paperwork?
Yes, it is.
The gun that you put in your unit, who handed it to you?
Hannah.
How many rounds of ammunition were in the cylinder when she handed it to you?
None.
Thank you, sir.
Counsel Crouch.
I don't have anything further.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, just to be safe, I want to reserve Mr. Benavides,
Sure.
so let's give him an instruction if he
All
needs
right,
one.
please don't talk among the other witnesses about the case. Okay? Thank you. And anyone to be called as a witness in this case may not be viewing this trial live stream on Court TV.
The state will call Marissa Popple.
All right? Do you swear affirm under penalty of law that the testimony you'll give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, have a seat. Talk into the microphone, please.
No, lovely. Ma'am, would you state your full name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Marissa Popple, Poppell.
And how are you currently employed?
I'm a crime scene technician with Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been a crime scene technician with the Sheriff's Office?
With them for almost 3 years now.
And were you a crime scene investigator anywhere else prior to coming to the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I was with Fort Myers Police Department in Fort Myers, Florida for 4 years.
So total time as a crime scene investigator, what do you got?
Almost 7 years now.
How did you become involved in this case?
I was notified by my lieutenant in the Criminal Investigations Division that a shooting had occurred and we would be responding as the CID unit.
CID means
Criminal
Investigation
Investigation Division.
Okay. And so if you recall, approximately what time would you have arrived on scene?
I believe it was later in the afternoon that day, probably around 2 or 3 p.m.
And what's your job as a crime scene investigator or a crime scene technician? What do you do?
So I'm responsible for documenting any crime scenes, and this can be a variety of scenes, whether they be burglaries, homicides, shootings. I'm responsible for photographing any evidence, collecting that evidence, and packaging it as well.
And after you collect it and photograph it and package it, what do you do with it?
Depending on the circumstances of the evidence, I often am responsible for it getting sent off to the lab for further analysis if that's needed.
Did you send any of the evidence in this case off to a lab for further analysis?
Yes, several items were sent to the FBI to their crime scene lab.
Do you recall what items were sent?
If I can refer to my report, I can tell you what item numbers I have that were sent.
I think it's fine for you to refer to your report.
That's fine.
According to my report, items 1, 2, 3, 25, 26, 27, 140.
Hang on, I'm going to stop you. Because we don't speak crime scene technician, can you give us an idea of what those items were?
So these items were suspected live ammunition, DNA swabs that were collected from individuals, fingerprints that were collected from individuals, and additional ammunition that needed analyzed at that time.
Did you consider having fingerprints or DNA analysis done on the live rounds?
So I believe that fingerprint analysis was completed on the live rounds. However, the lab does not do DNA on any kind of ammunition, and that's a standard across most forensics labs.
Do you know why DNA isn't collected from basically what I'm going to describe as casings, brass casings?
It's just a very small likelihood of getting enough cells to have enough for a profile to be developed, which is why they won't do it.
Okay, thank you. So you couldn't actually have them take DNA off those live rounds?
Correct.
They wouldn't do it?
Yes.
Okay. They told you no?
Yes.
Did you collect all of the evidence from the scene at Bonanza Creek Ranch?
Yes, I did.
And did you get to collect evidence from other items or other locations on different dates?
Yes.
What other areas or places did you collect evidence?
I also assisted with the search warrant that was done on the prop truck at Bonanza Creek and a search warrant that was conducted at PDQ warehouse in Albuquerque.
And do you recall when you conducted a search on the prop truck?
I believe that was the week after the incident, if I can refer to my report. The 27th of October.
And do you recall the date that you participated in the execution of the search warrant at PDQ Props?
November 30th.
And do you know who owns PDQ Props?
Seth Kinney.
All right. So let's start with some of the evidence that you gathered from the scene at Bonanza Creek. And I see that you brought a box with you. Can you go ahead and pull that box out and let's see what you've got. And yeah, do you have stickers? Oh,
you wanna?
Yes, Your Honor. Can I-
Okay,
may
go
I
ahead,
approach?
yeah.
Okay. All right. If you can just start, I'm going to ask you, well, Mr. Bowles, do you have any objection to entering any of those items into evidence?
No, I don't.
Okay, and publishing them?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's start with the first one, and I will go ahead and mark it as State's Exhibit 74. Does it? That's my computer. All right. I have on the Elmo States Exhibit 74. Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what we're looking at?
So this is an ammunition box with a label that states 35 long Colt dummies.
35?
I'm sorry, 45, my apologies.
And did you collect this?
Yes, I did.
And where did you collect this item from?
This box was located in Lieutenant Benavidez's vehicle.
And was it in this condition when you collected it?
It was not.
Tell us what condition it was in when you collected it.
It was fully intact with a foam insert and rounds inside of it.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's go ahead and have a look at State's Exhibit 75. What are we looking at here?
This is the
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
This is the foam insert that was inside of that ammunition box.
And when it was inside the box, when you collected it, what did it have in it?
It had multiple ammunition rounds in it.
Okay. Let's have a look at State's Exhibit 76. Tell us what State's Exhibit 76 is.
This is a 4440 dummy round.
Do you know where it came from?
This was inside the foam insert in the ammunition box.
How do you know it's a dummy round?
When you shake it, you hear ball bearings inside of the round.
Can everybody hear that? Let's have a look at State's Exhibit 77. What are we looking at here?
This is a .45 dummy round that has been deconstructed by the FBI.
And what's in the little plastic container?
So that is the ball bearing that was inside of this round.
Okay, so this is just an example of what that looks like when you take it apart.
Yes.
All right. Tell us here. Let me get State's Exhibit 78. What do we have here?
This is a .45 dummy round, but instead of having a ball bearing inside of it, it has a hole drilled through the side of it to distinguish it as a dummy round.
So when you shake this dummy round, does it rattle?
No.
And the dummy rounds that rattle, do they have holes in the side?
No.
So it either has a hole in the side or it rattles?
Yes.
Okay. State's Exhibit 79. Tell us what we're looking at.
This is a .45 live round that was located inside of that same ammo box.
How do you know it's a live round?
Inside the plastic cylinder is all of the gunpowder that the FBI forensics lab took out when they deconstructed the round.
Can you see that?
Yes.
I know it's hard because of the glare. There, that's a little bit better. What is that silver thing on the top? Do you know what that's called?
That would be the primer.
And is it silver or nickel?
Yes, it's silver.
State's Exhibit 80. What is State's Exhibit 80?
This was the other box of ammunition that was located in Lieutenant Benavidez's vehicle.
Did you personally inspect what was in that box?
Yes.
And what is that box full of?
Each of these rounds is a blank round, meaning instead of a projectile on the head, they have kind of a crimped end to them.
Okay, thank you. State's Exhibit 81. Oops. State's Exhibit 81. What are we looking at?
This is a .44-40 dummy round that was taken out of a box marked 38-40.
And what does 44-40 mean, if you know?
That would be the caliber of the round.
So is a 44-40 different than a 45?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what we marked as State's Exhibit 82. What's that?
This is a 38-40 taken out of that same box marked 3840.
This is a 3840
Yes.
that was in the box marked 3840.
Yes.
And what else was in the box?
4440s.
And where were the 3840 dummy rounds found?
I believe they were in a bag in the prop truck.
Okay. And inside the bag, were they just loose?
They were in an ammo box in the bag.
Did you find 3840 dummy rounds in any other location?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Does it rattle?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 83. State's Exhibit 83, what are we looking at here?
This is a 45 dummy round taken from a box of ammunition located in the prop truck.
I'm going to show you what we've previously looked at, that is State's Exhibit 78. And I don't know how well you can see because of the glare, but folks will be able to actually look at them. Is there a difference between 78 and 83 visibly? Can you tell them apart?
There is, can I see the bottoms of them as well?
Yeah, and let me ask you, let me back up for a moment. The box that 83 came out of, how many other rounds were in that box, if you recall?
There were 17 rounds in total in that box.
And what color primers did all of those have?
Silver.
And was there any other distinguishing characteristics about those dummy rounds compared to the other ones? And I'm not talking about projectile.
They all had a patine to them, so almost a discoloration, so they were made to look old.
And when you say that, are you talking about the brass was actually a different color?
Yes.
Okay. And the dummy rounds that you found, that you collected, that had that patine to them, did they all have silver primers?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Did you find any other dummy rounds on set other than the ones that have the patine to them that had silver primers, dummy rounds?
I'm sorry, you're asking if there were any other dummy rounds that had a silver primer to them?
Other than the ones that had the patine?
No.
So only the patine colored dummies had silver primers?
Yes.
Okay. How about State's Exhibit 84? All right, State's Exhibit 84. What is that?
So this is another 45, a dummy round with a silver primer.
And is it patine?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what is State's Exhibit 83. It's a little hard to see through the plastic, but is there a difference between 83 and 84?
No, they are both patined.
Is there a difference in the projectile?
One projectile is slightly larger than the other, right on the nose area.
And when you're looking at those, when they're not in the plastic, can you tell that pretty easily?
Yes.
And just for completeness, State's Exhibit 85, what are we looking at there?
This is another 45 dummy round taken from that same box that has been deconstructed by the FBI.
And we can see that there were BBs inside of it?
Yes.
All right, so prior to it being deconstructed,
it would rattle.
It would rattle. Okay, thanks. Do you have State's Exhibit 86? I'm showing you what we've marked as State's Exhibit 86. Can you tell us what that is?
This is a 45 dummy round. On the side of it, it has a hole drilled into it, and there is no primer on it.
Let's see if I can manipulate this so we can see what we're looking at. Is that the hole you're referring to?
Yes.
And you indicated that it does not have a primer?
Correct.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, where we would normally see a primer, instead it has a hole.
So, how many different kinds of dummy rounds in terms of characteristics that would enable someone to distinguish them from a live round, how many different kinds did you find on set?
There were a few on set. There's the ones that rattle, there are ones with holes drilled into the side, and there are ones with holes drilled into the side that do not have a primer.
Now, are you familiar with revolvers and the way that revolvers work?
Yes.
If a revolver is loaded with rounds, can you see the hole in the side?
No.
When you look at the revolver?
If you are looking at it from the angle of you've loaded the cylinder, no, you won't be able to see the side of the rounds.
What can you see?
You can see the primer area.
So, If a gun was loaded with number 86, would you be able to tell that it had dummy rounds in it without taking them out of the cylinder?
Yes.
What would a bullet do if it didn't have a primer, even if it had gunpowder inside?
There would be no reaction because there'd be nothing for it, the hammer to hit, the firing pin to hit.
It wouldn't fire, right?
Correct.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 87. What's that?
So this is a different type of dummy round that was located. It's a 45, but it's actually made as a replica round. You can see where there was a hole drilled in the side and then it was filled in.
And can you see the hole that was filled in right there?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Does it rattle?
No, it does not.
And it doesn't have a hole in the side because it's been filled in, right?
Correct.
What does the primer look like?
The primer is intact and is brass, but it does have a shine to it, almost like there was a resin polish put over it.
Is that the primer right there?
Yes, it is.
So if it doesn't rattle and it doesn't have a hole in the side and it isn't missing a primer, how do you know it's a dummy round?
So even when a live round is shaken, you can hear the powder inside of it move. So this round in particular makes absolutely no sound when you shake it.
Okay. What else do you have there? Let's look at 88, State's Exhibit 88. Ma'am, when you were participating in the execution of the search warrant on the prop truck, did you locate a lever action rifle?
Yes, I did.
Was law enforcement able to easily clear it, meaning make it safe?
No.
Why not?
We were not able to unload it on scene because the firearm appeared to be jammed somehow. So it was taken back to our office for our firearms certified individuals to handle.
And do you know what kind of ammunition that lever action rifle is supposed to take?
Yes, it's supposed to take 44 40s.
And the ammunition that was taken out of that lever action rifle, did you collect it?
Yes.
And do we have it here as 88 and 89?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what we've marked as State's Exhibit 89. What are those?
So these are the 3 44-40 rounds that were inside of the rifle.
And are they dummy rounds?
Yes.
And do you see any distinguishing characteristics that you can see from the outside to let you know that it's a 44-40 and not a 45?
So the 44-40s have almost an elongation to their casing area. So you can see where they slightly tighten up in one area and then continue upwards. So yes, right where you're pointing.
And did you say that you found a 45 in there or not yet?
I don't remember.
Okay. What is State's Exhibit 88?
It is a 45 dummy round that was located inside that same rifle.
Do you notice anything different about this dummy round than the other ones?
There is some damage done to the projectile head of this round where it was forcefully removed from the rifle.
Does a 45 caliber dummy, does it fit in that lever action rifle?
It does not fit in a 44-40 rifle.
All right. What else do we have? Is that the last item?
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to take it out of the bag, but for right now, what is State's Exhibit 90?
So this is a shoulder holster that was located inside of the building.
Do you know which actor used this prop?
Yes, this belonged to Alec Baldwin.
You collected this from the scene?
Yes.
You took a whole lot of photos, right?
Yes.
We're going to switch over to pictures from Elmo. However that gets done. Oh, I'm sorry. Give us just a minute. Okay. Without objection, I would ask the court to admit State's Exhibits 3 through 73.
No objection, Your Honor.
States 3 through 73 are admitted.
Thank you, sir.
Going to publish them as it is.
We're going to just.
All right, well, allow publication.
Okay. I'm showing you what has been admitted as State's Exhibit 3. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
This is the prop truck that was located outside of the main building of the scene.
You said prop truck.
Oh, I apologize. Prop cart.
Okay. And is this the condition it was in when you took your photo?
Yes.
Did you inspect this cart and remove items from it?
Yes, I did.
Would you describe the level of organization associated with this cart?
There were multiple rounds of multiple caliber all over the top portion of this cart, and additional boxes of rounds on the bottom part of this cart.
And were there also just other items?
Yes, there were plastic guns, gun belts, earplugs, miscellaneous paperwork.
Oops. Let's do it this way, it'll be easier. Is that just another photograph of that same prop cart?
Yes, just at a different angle.
And what are we looking at there?
Here we can see the spent cartridge casing that was located on top of the cart, as well as additional ammunition that was located there.
Okay, and that spent casing that we're looking at, you collected it from the cart?
Yes.
And did you send it to the FBI?
Yes.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 5. What is this?
This is a close-up of the bottom portion of the cart.
State's Exhibit 6.
A different angle of the top of the cart.
I'm going to zoom in. Can you see that right there?
Yes.
What is that on the lower right-hand corner?
It is an ammunition round.
Not in any particular box?
Not in any box, no.
State's Exhibit 7, what's that?
This is again the top of the cart and one of the firearms that was located on top of the cart. I believe this was the one with a blocked cylinder, so it was not a functional firearm.
So this was not the gun that was used in this incident?
No.
And State's Exhibit 8, is that just a close-up?
Yes.
And what is this? This is State's Exhibit 9. What are we looking at?
This is the firearm that was used in this incident after it had been collected and put into an evidence box.
And this is the firearm that was sent to the FBI?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 10, what's this?
This was the rifle that we were required to bring back to the office to safely unload.
This is the one that was jammed?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 11.
These were the rounds that were removed from the rifle. Again, there are 3 44-40s and 1 45.
Do you know why this round here seems to have a shorter projectile than the others?
The 44-40s all had more square tops, and I would assume...
Your Honor, I'm going to object
Sure.
to the speculation.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I'll withdraw that.
Yes.
Let's go to State's Exhibit 12.
This is a close-up of the 45 round that was removed from the rifle.
Is that the damage that you were talking about?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 13, what's this?
This is a close-up of the bottom of that same round.
Thank you. And State's Exhibit 14.
This is a close-up of the bottom of the 44-40 rounds.
And can you see here on the head stamp, does it say?
It says 44-40.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 15, what's this?
This was all of the ammunition that was loose and not in boxes that was located on top of the cart.
And the rounds on top, what are those?
Those are all blank rounds, and they can be distinguished by that crimped end instead of having a projectile.
And these rounds over here on the left, if you recall, were those dummies or not?
If I can refer to my report.
Sure.
So I believe these 2 rounds were dummy 45 rounds that rattled when shaken.
And what about these 2 rounds over here on the right-hand side?
These 2 rounds were later, I apologize. These 2 rounds were sent to the FBI because they were suspected live rounds, which the FBI confirmed.
So these 2 rounds here, this picture was taken before they were sent to the FBI?
Correct.
And these turned out to be live rounds?
Yes.
Meaning real bullets?
Yes.
And what's this one down here?
This is a dummy .45 round with a hole drilled in the side.
And these were just loose on the prop cart?
Yes.
And I'm going to skip through some of the close-ups. That was State's Exhibit 16, 17, State's Exhibit 18. Is this a close-up of something?
This is a close-up of the 2 live rounds.
And what is this a picture of?
The bottoms of those same rounds with silver primer.
State's Exhibit 20.
These are the other 2 dummy rounds that were located on the truck, on the cart.
Do you see a difference? Well, have a look at the projectile of these rounds. And then this is 20. I'm going to go back to 18. Do you see a difference?
On the live rounds, they appear to have a larger nose, so a wider nose area.
Did you measure those?
Yes.
And what's the diameter of that nose, that flat surface?
6 millimeters.
What's the diameter of the projectile, the tip of the projectile on State's Exhibit 20?
4 millimeters.
Just more close-ups. I'm just going through here. State's Exhibit 23. Do you recall what that was?
I do not.
There's 24. That's okay. And State's Exhibit 25. What's this?
This was the spent round located on top of the cart.
And what is State's Exhibit 26?
The bottom of that round, where you can see the silver primer.
Why was this empty casing sent to the FBI?
To determine if it had been fired from the firearm that we had in custody.
Okay. And we'll have other folks speak to that. State's Exhibit 27. Can you tell me what we're looking at here?
This is a close-up of one of the gun belts.
Where was this gun belt collected from?
I believe this gun belt was on top of the cart.
The prop cart?
Yes.
Were any of these rounds sent to the FBI?
Yes.
Which one?
The one with the silver primer.
Did that turn out to be a live round?
Yes.
Do you recall what actor used that gun belt?
I believe this belt was assigned to Jensen Ackles.
And let's look at State's Exhibit 27A. What is this a photo of?
This was ammunition that was located from the top of the cart.
Is it the same ammunition that came from that belt?
Yes.
Okay. And why do you have it separated out like this?
So this ammunition was separated out based on its physical description. So we have ammunition at the top that's 45s with brass primers. We have one round by itself, which was 45 with a silver primer, and one round by itself, which was 45 with a hole drilled through the side.
So all of these turned out to be dummies except this one here on the left.
Correct.
State's Exhibit 28, what's this?
This was a fanny pack that was located on top of that same cart.
State's Exhibit 29. What is this a picture of?
This is a close-up of the inside of that bag.
And what are those things we're looking at?
I believe all of these rounds that we're looking at now were blank rounds that were found in the bag.
Okay. And did this bag have more than one pocket?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 30. What are we looking at here?
This is another pocket in this pack containing blank rounds.
And State's Exhibit 31.
Another pocket in this same bag with blank rounds inside.
And State's Exhibit 32.
This is inside that bag with a dummy round 45 with a hole drilled through the side of it.
And let me ask you, how many dummy rounds altogether did you collect from that crime scene?
I believe, as far as dummy rounds go, I believe I have 255.
And does that include the prop cart?
Yes.
Of those 255, approximately how many were not located in a box and not located on a gun belt?
I would say probably around 50.
So those 50 rounds, were they just loose in different places?
Yes.
Where were some of the places that you found loose rounds?
They were found loose in the bottom of boxes, loose inside of the prop truck, just on the floor. Pretty much any boxes that were located, if there were ammo boxes inside of it, there were loose rounds also underneath the ammo boxes.
All right. State's Exhibit 33. I think these are close-ups. We can go through them quickly.
Okay.
33 and 34, can you see what that is?
Yes, this is a close-up of that dummy round that has the hole drilled through the side.
Okay. State's Exhibit 35.
This is the bottom of that dummy round where the primer has been removed.
So this is a dummy round that was taken out of that fanny pack.
Yes.
State's Exhibit 36. What is this a photo of?
This is a close-up of one of the gun belts.
Let's talk about this one for a moment. What actor was using this holster as a prop?
This holster was assigned to Alec Baldwin.
And are we looking in this picture at all of the rounds that were located in that gun belt?
Yes.
I see that on the left we have 2 rounds with silver primers. I want to ask you about the first one. This first round that my pointer is on, was that a dummy round?
Yes.
Why is this a different color than the other rounds?
This round had that patine wear look to it that we had previously seen.
So the dummy rounds with the patine looked like this from the top.
Yes.
This round right here, next to it, was that a dummy round?
No.
What did that turn out to be?
That turned out to be a live round.
And these 3 here, these 3 rounds to the right, what did those turn out to be?
2 of those were 44-40 rounds, and one of them was a 45 dummy round with ball bearings inside.
Were they all dummy rounds?
All 3 of these, yes.
Okay. The only live round that was found in Mr. Baldwin's holster is this one right here?
Yes.
And you sent that to the FBI?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 37, what is this?
This is a different view of that same holster.
Is this the live round right here?
Yes.
want you to look at this projectile. Is this projectile different than this one to the right?
Yes.
And is it different than the one next to that one?
Yes.
And is it different than this one?
Yes.
How is it different than this one?
The one that your pointer is on right now has a more elongated nose to it, which makes it a smaller nose width.
And what's the measurement of that nose width?
4 millimeters.
And this round over here on the far left, what is that head stamp?
It states.
What is that head stamp?
It states 45 Colt and has a Starline Brass logo.
And did they all have the same shape projectile?
Yes.
Did they all have the same color brass?
Yes.
Meaning they were not patine?
Correct.
Okay. States Exhibit 38, what are we looking at here?
These are those same rounds from the holster, removed from the holster.
So we just get a better view of the casing?
Correct.
All right. States Exhibit 39.
This was a gun belt that was located inside of the prop truck.
And what kind of rounds were in this belt?
If I can refer to my report.
Sure.
In this belt were 22 45 Colt rounds with ball bearings inside and 1 Spain Denix replica round.
And do we have the Spain Denix replica round here in evidence?
Yes.
And all of the rounds in this gun belt, did they all have the patine color?
Yes.
And were any of them found to be live?
No.
States Exhibit 40.
These are those same rounds removed from the gun belt.
Thank you. States Exhibit 41.
This is a close-up of the silver primer on the rounds.
What's States Exhibit 42?
This was a box of ammunition collected from the prop truck.
Is this the condition it was in when you collected it?
Yes.
States Exhibit 43, what's this?
This is a close-up of a different box located in the prop truck.
And what's in all those white boxes?
Different types of ammunition.
And what's this here?
I believe it was a Red Bull.
All right. What's States Exhibit 44?
This was a Mary Kay bag that was located in the prop truck.
And what's in these white boxes?
Various types of ammunition.
And we can see some brass things down here in this little pocket. Do you know what those were?
I believe those were spent blanks.
And we'll go through these quickly. States Exhibit 44A.
This was a close-up of the ammunition in that bag.
What do we see over here?
Where your arrow cursor is?
Yeah.
I believe this is spent blank rounds.
And were they just loose in the bag?
Yes.
We're gonna break for the day, okay? So follow George, take your tablets. Please don't talk among yourselves or anyone else about the evidence received here in court. Do not read any stories about the trial or any subject matter related to this case. And don't do any research. Have a good evening. Thank you.
All rise.
may be seated. Are we gonna take those and lock them up? Yeah. Okay. Can you
Yes.
email George or text George and tell him to come back into the courtroom? All right.
8:30?
Hmm?
Did you say, I just wanted to let her know. 8:30 in the morning?
8:30. And we're gonna lock up the exhibits that have been entered into evidence, okay?
Thank you.
All right, is that box empty?
Yes.
Can we use that box?
Yes.
Okay. Counsel, can you think of anything that you need to bring to the court's attention so that we don't take up jury time?
I can't.
Judge, I can't think of anything right
All
now.
right, well, don't think tonight either then, okay?
I probably won't.
All right, thank you. We're in recess.